10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing today? What's up? Me. Make sure I've got all my shit. Why does my camera look fucked up today? I don't know. But it does indeed look fucked up today. I don't know what is going on here. Ah! I don't know why my camera looks jacked today. Oh, that's awful. I don't know what's going on. Just turn it all down like that. How about that? I don't know what's going on here. Something has just jacked my camera up. And it looks awful. It just looks awful. I might sit there and tweak it. Oh my God. Just horrible. I don't even know how to fix it at this point. Nothing I'm doing is helping. It's just making it worse. This is the time, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, to sit here and fuck with your shit on a live chat. I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know why it looks awful like this. Apologize for that, because that's just bad. Ugh. What the hell? It just caught me off. This is the first time I'm looking at the camera, so I should probably check this stuff like before I do all that. You know what I mean? That would make way more sense. I don't know. It looks awful to me anyway. Maybe it doesn't look bad to you guys, but it looks fucking horrible to me. I don't know. It's like distracting. It looks so bad. Why does it look like that? I don't know. Honestly, don't know what's going on or why it's looking like that, but it's pissing me off. Oh, that looks better, but it sure did take the shit out of my camera. Made it all funky looking. This is driving me nuts. Ah! Yep. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Look at that. Look at that. It's driving me fucking nuts. Isn't this how you want to spend your time? I see all you. By the way, I love all the penises out there. Penis. Thank you, Corey. Now I think I've just fucking made it worse. And I don't know how to fucking fix it. Just made it way worse. This is driving me fucking nuts. What's up, G.I. Joel? Okay, let's just do a roll call here real quick. See who's out there in the chat that I'm sitting there fucking with this shit. We've got firefighters here. We got Randy Butternubs, Monty's here, Warhammer, Scott79. We got Little Steel, Timothy Butts. Who else is out there? Paul Senior, Brian H. Corey's out there, of course. Old Silverloin, RGK762, Welper. Who else is out there? 1911A1 Lover, 45. We got Plain Nut is there. G.I. Joel. What's up? How are you guys doing today? Y'all doing all right? I hope. What I should just do is just fuck it up as much as possible. Just intentionally, just completely fuck it up. Would that work? It just looks too blue to me. Like, it looks blue and faded and all kinds of shit. I don't know. Anyway, how you guys doing? I'm gonna sit here and fuck with this shit and see what happens whilst we talk. Brian H is racist against blue. It's true. It's true. Racist against blue. What can I say? Oh, wait, that'll look better all of a sudden. I am racist. Fire says, thanks. Now I got that 90s song stuck in my head. You're welcome. Tactical Muff Top says, what's up? Not much. Whooper says, there you go. Now give us the apocalypse news. There wasn't really any apocalypse news today that I saw. I mean, nothing, the whole Israel-Iran thing is still going back and forth. But, I mean, really, apocalypse news? Not really much there. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy, anyway. Nothing that I saw. So, I mean, honestly, the news that I saw today was a lot of stuff about the big, beautiful bill. Again, at the moment, not really concerned with that. Not really worth talking about. They stripped out all the pro-gun stuff in there. Although, didn't they try to put it back in? Whatever. Yeah, and Corey's right. P. Diddler walked away free. So, sure, all is right in the world now. There was some other big news about the was the guy that stabbed 4 people in Idaho, pleading guilty to murder. Again, if you may or may not be keeping up with that, I don't know, but is that fucking dire, like emergency news everybody needs to know about? Not really. I know there was a deal struck with Vietnam for trade tariffs. We do get quite a bit of stuff made in Vietnam, so that's another thing. But yeah, just not a lot of crazy ass news today. I didn't check all the websites I usually check, so I'm sure there's some things that are interesting or worth talking about. But honestly, nothing I saw that really jumped out at me. You know what I mean? So I figured we'd just sit here and talk. Unless you guys do have something specific you want to talk about, by all means, bring it up in the chat. Hear thunder in the background. It's about to rain. About to rain. You know what I've noticed? Summer here in Michigan is basically like spring in North Texas. It's hotter. I say North Texas. South Texas is not like this at all, ever. But it's hotter, but not awful. And it rains a lot. Fucking rains a lot here in the summer. Which I'm not used to. We get rain in the spring in Texas. That's it. So, let's see. Scott says Boston caught spending $183,000 per illegal immigrant per year. I did see like a headline on that particular story. I didn't read the details on it. However, that's honestly like, okay, yes, it's really bad, but it's honestly not as bad as it could be because there are some places that spend even more than that. I think it was New York, California. I think was. I mean, well, obviously they still spend too much money on illegal immigrants in California, but surprisingly, because it's such a commonplace thing in California, they're considerably lower on the list. I mean, they still spend too much. They spend more than, let's say, more right-wing states do. But they were low on the list for left-wing states, which was surprising. But I think it was Boston, New York, New Jersey, Chicago. But we had been talking about Chicago for a while. I think they've gone down on the list a lot in the last year. But yeah, a lot of these fucking just ridiculous. A lot of the sanctuary cities and things like that just spend insane amounts of money, taxpayer money, on illegal immigration. It just, I don't know, and I guess it's got to just be the disconnect. You know what I mean? I think that's probably part of it because there, I think on the left, obviously more so on the right, there is a disconnect when it comes to tax monies being spent, where they just don't notice it or care, or I'm not sure where. I mean, they've got to notice it. I mean, when you get a paycheck, then you get that feeling like, oh, I've just been raped, So I'm sure to an extent you do notice it, but there's just a very different attitude, I think, on the left regarding taxes, and you just kind of ignore it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but whatever. I don't know. All right. Brian H says a lot of people like chicken fingers, but not a lot of people like to finger chickens, and that to me feels racist. If you like the chicken fingers, but you won't finger the chicken, that seems racist to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. You guys tell me. Should you want to finger the chickens, or you just want to take advantage of them and eat their poor little chicken fingers? Whopper says, I saw last night that Ukraine has been using wired drones. They have 15 kilometers, which is roughly 9 miles range. 15 km, 9 miles, something like that. Using fiber optic line, and now the countryside looks like there was a spider orgy. Oh, look like Spider-Man just done fucked up all over their place. Let's see. Scott says they should be spending 0. Illegal immigrants shouldn't get a dime. I agree 100%. Like, I was just having a conversation with somebody at work about this yesterday, today. I don't even fucking remember anymore because my days run together. But yeah, I think you should get rid of just the number one thing you could do to curb illegal immigration is get rid of all the reasons that they would have to come here, like as far as the incentivization. So money, welfare state, jobs. I know a lot of people on well, I don't know. This is a good thing. You know what? I'm going to do a poll here. I'm going to do a poll because I want to know if this has changed at all. Let me get my thing pulled up here. Where's the polls? Where's the polls? I know I could do a poll somewhere around here. Can I do a poll? Should have the ability to still do. No, it's giving me the option to look at top fans. That's not what I want. Can you not do polls in the live chats anymore? My option to do a poll in a live chat is gone. Huh. That's odd. I haven't tried to do one for a while, so. Let's see. Maybe this is it. There we go. I'm just a retard. Nothing new there. Okay, there's a poll I want you guys to go after. All right, so when I like for a long time, if you talked about going after companies that hire illegal immigrants on the right, generally speaking, everybody would say, no, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. This was a point that I used to get ragged on here on YouTube. Because a lot of people on the right didn't believe that it was right to do that. I think that has changed. I think in general, the right, when it comes to this stuff, has absolutely 100% changed on this. I'm not saying everybody in here is like a right-leaning Republican. I think most of us are libertarian, but I certainly have a more right-leaning audience than not. But I used to get shit. I remember when I first started on YouTube, the topic had come up many times, but there was specifically one time, I can't remember when this was. This was probably around 2012-ish, I want to say. And we were having a conversation. It was really when the whole illegal immigrant thing was starting to, I guess, really, really be heavily discussed politically. It was around Obama's second term. It might have been right after, so it might have been a little after 2012. And we had a conversation, and it was me and Yankee and G-Webs, and there was even before Trump, there was talk about building a wall and things like that. Anyway, we had a long conversation, and me and Yankee both, one of the things we agreed on was, as far as curbing illegal immigration, was, you don't need to waste money on building a wall. You just get rid of the incentives for being here. And most people, right-wing people, in the audience at the time, agreed with that. And then when me and Yankee started talking about you have to go after the companies that hire illegal immigrants, like you have to really go after them. You have to make examples out of these companies, right? Because it's one thing if you go in and somebody hires an illegal immigrant because that person has fake documentation and things like that. Okay, I get that. That's you don't go after the company if they provided incorrect social security card and ID and things like that. However, what you find when you look at these companies, 99% of the time, that's not the case. 99% of the time, it was known these people were here illegally. And these companies hired them anyway. Meat packing companies, lots of various manufacturing industries, things like that. And the idea was, look, you should just go after these fucking companies. They're hiring people. Occasionally, yes, there was no way for them to know, but we're not talking about the people that occasionally go get a job somewhere. We're talking about companies that have a hiring practice where, we hear about it much more often today than we did back then. But you hear about these companies that just get fucking, raided, and all the illegal immigrants get rounded up and that kind of stuff. What's up, Night Strike?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too shabby.
Yeah, things have been up and down lately,
You just really, really, like, is it...
okay, specifically in the gun world, you've seen the roller coaster that's going on with the HPA and the Short Act, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the parliamentarian chose the Democrat side instead of being impartial like they're supposed to be, and then they put it down to $0 in still illegal registry, and now it got sent back to the House, and some people in the House said, yeah, no, we're not going to let that fly, and they're trying to put the HPA and Short Act back in before a final vote. I know the bill is awful. I know parts of the bill are completely bad, but I kind of want the HPA and the Short Act, honestly. And and then on another situation, did you hear what happened to Anderson Manufacturing?
Was it them? One of them's going out of business. Is it
Anderson Manufacturing? It's not specifically that they went out of business. It's that the owners of Anderson Manufacturing in Hebron, Kentucky, decided to sell the company. And guess who they sold it to? They sold it to the worst company to sell it to.
Springfield.
No. Okay, the second worst one. They sold it to Ruger.
Well.
And you know what Ruger's doing now? Ruger is taking what they want from Anderson, which means they're probably going to make more ARs or something. And label them Ruger. I get that. But Ruger's also deciding to drop the brand. They're getting rid of it completely, so you won't be able to get an Anderson anything anymore.
Yeah, they're. Honestly, they probably just bought it
just for
because they're manufacturing. They just brought it for the manufacturing.
Yeah.
Because Ruger doesn't manufacture their own AR parts, their own uppers and lowers and things like that. So they just they just buy out Anderson. They can do it themselves and then sell their own ARs, which are not going to be any better ARs, and they're going to jack up the price because it says Ruger on it.
Yeah, that's why I'm not happy about that. So
yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail your rant, man. It's just. No,
that's fine.
I've been making videos on all of this stuff. Well, not specifically the Anderson thing I just heard about, but everything else. I've been making videos on it, in the last few days because I've been watching it heavily.
Yeah, well, as far as the the Hearing Protection Act and all that stuff, it's like I said, when all this stuff came up, which was 4 or 5 months ago now.
Yeah. You don't expect anything.
I don't expect anything from it. Like, if it happens, cool, you know. But I really don't expect anything to happen from. I don't expect Republicans to all of a sudden get their shit together collectively. I know some, because obviously, you know, there were the Republicans that actually took the time to create that portion and put it in the bill. But collectively, I don't expect Republicans to get their shit together and actually do something that that pro-gun people, who are primarily the Republican voters, want them to actually do. I just don't expect it at this point. You know, how many times when it comes to the pro-gun stuff, I've been paying attention, as we've talked about ad nauseum for 15 years here, you and me, and all of us on YouTube.
Yeah. Collectively.
We've been watching them time and time and time again, just barely hold the line on pro-gun shit.
Right.
And mostly just play defense, never play offense and go for something like the Hearing Protection Act. And so I just don't expect it from them at all. Like, I would love it if it actually happened. It totally should happen. I'm not at a point where I'm like disappointed, because I didn't have any hope it would actually happen anyway.
Well, you also forgot something from your previous rant. You forgot to include the arguments with Yankee you've had too on air.
Oh, that's all we used to do, was argue with each other.
Yeah. It was fun.
But no, I mean, as far as that stuff goes, I think, and I'm looking at the poll here, and it is 89%. Yes, we should totally go after companies that hire illegals, because there are lots of these companies, and like I said, one trend I noticed was a lot of like meat processing plants around the country that tend to hire illegals, which, you know, but like, we're not talking about, again, like the one-off, some illegal immigrant got a hold of, you know, a social security card and an ID and went and got a job somewhere. We're talking about companies that have a practice of hiring dozens, sometimes hundreds of illegal immigrants. These companies need to be gone after hard and made examples of when that type of shit happens. Because, again, this is incentives, right? If you got rid of the job and the welfare incentives for people to come here illegally,
then they wouldn't want to come.
You would have
only the people that want to become Americans.
Of the amount of people that come here now.
No.
So I don't have any sympathy for these fucking companies. And for a long time, like I said, you know, if you were on the right, I'm not saying you or anybody in this audience, but just in general on the right, they did not want to do that. Yeah, they hated the welfare state, but they didn't want to go after corporations, even corporations who blatantly were fucking doing this. But I think a lot of that has changed. But yeah, you're going to do more good than building a wall, than trying to, you know, fucking spend billions of dollars on hiring new ICE agents and finding new ways to round people up for deportation. You would do way more good at just preventing the reason they want to come here in the first place, which is all about money. It's all about money. It's all about getting free shit or being able to get a job that they can't get somewhere else, or whatever the situation is. It all revolves around money. And if you get rid of those incentives, you're going to cut illegal immigration down to practically nothing. Yes, there'll be some people that come here, but the vast majority, when there is no advantage to coming here, when they're not going to be able to come here and just get a job or get free shit or whatever the fuck that was, you know, that is, like, you're going to kill it, which is exactly what should happen. And it's going to do more good than anything else can. Let me get the super chat here. Calhoun says, read my last chat, to which he says, the other day I went to the PSA store in Florence, South Carolina on my fireworks run from North Carolina. I think that's in Night Strike's neighborhood. Is it? I know you live close to one of them.
No, I live closer to the one in Somerville because I'm totally gonna out myself. I'm out in Walterboro where they had the Murdoch trial.
Well, I mean, you've been out for a long time. We've all known it. You don't have to.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But no. Actually, specifically in my town, on both sides of I-95, because my town it basically wraps around to two different exits of I-95, and on both exits there are like 3 or 4 fireworks stores just there, open all year round. So, and am I talking to myself or?
Can you hear me?
There, you froze, dude.
Yeah, huh?
Your video's gone.
Yeah, the video's frozen. I don't know why the video's frozen. I think it's because I was sitting there messing with the fucking camera so much. We're just gonna do that for now. I've got the other avatar up. Let me hear. I'll change that.
There you go.
Yep.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because I was just fucking with my video too much earlier. But
I have lots of fireworks stores. They're open all year round. So, and because I've got county land and I have my range on my county land, I could go to a fireworks store any day of the week. Get some.
You know what's funny? Now that you talk about that, I hadn't noticed it until you're talking about it, and I'm realizing I haven't seen a single fireworks store this year. Like where I'm from in Texas, they start popping up about a month before July 4th and New Year's. Just all these little fucking pop-up fireworks stores start popping up all over the fucking place. And I'm just realizing I haven't seen a single one here in Michigan.
And I've got
July 4th is on fucking Friday. I don't know. I don't even know what I'll be honest. I don't even know what the fucking fireworks laws are here in Michigan.
I've got tons of bottle rockets. I've got tons of firecrackers. I just hoard the stuff because I go like once a year to one of the stores here in town, and I just buy a whole bunch of shit, and I just hoard it until the 4th of July or some other holiday comes around that everybody likes doing fireworks, like New Year's or some other like other holiday. Sometimes Memorial Day, sometimes Labor Day, that kind of shit. That's when I use it and go out in the back and just, fire a couple off.
Yeah, we usually do fireworks every July 4th and New Year's. I get some stuff for the kids. Nothing crazy, just a little bit here and there or whatever. But yeah, I'm just now realizing. I'm like, I haven't seen anything so far here in Michigan. I mean, there's got to be fireworks places here. I'm just realizing I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. In some of the northern states that are really restricted about when and where you can sell fireworks. I mean, but here in South Carolina, all day long.
Yeah.
Just don't fire it in city limits. If you're gonna fire them off, if you got county land, on county land. That's really all they told. That's all local PD and sheriff's department told me. If you're gonna fire off fireworks, just do it on the county property.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's reasonable. But no one follows that on 4th of July. On 4th of July, everybody fires fireworks. It doesn't matter whether they're county or not.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I didn't even thought about it. I'm going to a parade on Friday. So I hadn't really thought about the whole fireworks thing, honestly. Like as far as popping fireworks, we're taking the kids. We're taking the kids. I'm not going to be with the kids because I'm actually going to be in the parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a whole thing with work. But so I hadn't really thought about the whole firework thing this year. It hadn't even crossed my mind until you're just now sitting there talking about that. I'm like, huh. Because now I'm thinking, well, I'd like to kind of pick up some some fireworks for the kids, blah 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 blah, for later in the day after the parade.
It's all his fault. So
The what?
Calvin Republic started all this because he mentioned fireworks.
Yeah, he did. You motherfucker. But I'll have to check into that. I'll have to check into that now, so I don't fucking remember.
I mean, honestly, just ask Duke. Duke would know the best.
Yeah, Duke would know what's going on with the whole firework thing. Hadn't even fucking thought about it. So, oh well. Let's see.
So, Ginger.
If if we flash our titties, do we get beads? No, we're for the parade. No, we're giving out candy to kids and shit. We're giving out candy to kids and stuff during the parade, and I don't know. I think it's gonna. I think I've got to be in the parade for a couple hours. So I don't know. Never done a parade. Like, I mean, I've been to parades, but I mean, like, I've never fucking been a part of a parade before. Contrary to everyone's popular belief, I don't go to pride parades.
No, you don't say.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So we'll see. It'll be my first time fucking being in a parade.
That'll be interesting.
We'll see. It's just, like I said, it's a work thing, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm taking the kids, and they're gonna get to fucking sit up towards one of the front areas of the parade and hang out, and
so they're gonna get good seats.
Yeah.
Good.
So should be fun. We'll see. But yeah. Let's see.
The chat out there, wow.
Kelvin says, "Damn, I was gonna say, what about all those pride parades you were in?" Yeah, I know. I never have been in a pride parade. I've seen pride parades before. I've never been in one.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I'm not gay. But I don't know. Nowadays, like, it's one thing. Like, I don't know. Nowadays, the pride parades just seem a little bit ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's more about just showing out off how fucking woke and shit you are than it is anything else. I honestly, like, I could give a shit about pride parades. I've never cared about pride parades. I don't, whatever, doesn't fucking matter to me. Like, to me in general, what pride parades used to be, not what they are anymore, but what they used to be, was no different than if, like, I don't know, a bunch of gun owners went and did a gun parade, right? Like, here's a thing that's something I care about, and I want to go do a parade showing whatever. You know what I mean? Like an open carry parade or something. Like, I never used to give a shit, but then pride parade became just way more about, like, fucking, I don't know, how fucking depraved and shit can I be in public, and how woke am I and shit like that.
That's pretty much all.
And then let's fucking ride around on bicycles naked in front of kids and stupid shit like that. And then it's just like, fuck that shit. Like, it used to just be something I just honestly just didn't really care about. I'm like, okay, so,
Yeah.
Like it's a bunch of people that want to go do a fucking parade about something they care about. Cool, whatever. Not my thing, but whatever. I don't really give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's become something altogether different. So I don't know. Whatever. I'll be honest. I haven't fucking haven't really heard much of shit about Pride Month this year. Have you?
No.
Like, none of the fucking companies are doing any of the shit they've been doing.
The only thing I heard about Pride Month was that it was last month, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. It's been over for a couple days, hasn't it?
Yeah, and then
I forget. I'm thinking it's still June.
Nobody said anything during the whole month. The only thing I heard was, more of the Juneteenth stuff, and that was it.
I had a whole fun conversation about Juneteenth with a couple of people at work.
I mean, I don't have a leg in the fight of Juneteenth one way or the other.
No, my only thing about Juneteenth is, let me just explain my thing about Juneteenth, is before, I don't know, 2015, 2016-ish,
Right.
nobody had fucking heard of Juneteenth outside of fucking Texas. That's not completely true, because there was a couple of states in the South that made Juneteenth.
South.
Well, there's a couple of states in the South that made Juneteenth a fucking holiday, like a state holiday. But my issue is now everybody acts like it's this fucking big deal that is such an important day and celebration, and it's a part of this and that, and respect Juneteenth. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, first of all, Juneteenth is a fucking Texas holiday. You fucking pieces of shit. Shut the fuck up and don't lecture me on fucking Juneteenth.
I mean,
this is the conversation I had with somebody at work.
right.
It's somebody who's like, one of the guys I work with, he's a black dude and he's fucking cool as shit. I get along with him really well. And we were fucking around and stuff and not fucking around. Although, you know, why not? That could be fun. But we were joking around and shit. And I said something. I can't remember what I said. And he's like, oh, how dare you say that on my day, Juneteenth? I was like, motherfucker, you don't even know what fucking Juneteenth is. He's like, oh, it's my, yeah, he was just joking around. He was fucking around. Because that's what we do. We fuck around with each other all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker, you don't even know what Juneteenth is. And then he's like, oh, it's my holiday, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fucking, then what's Juneteenth celebrating? I asked him a simple question. What's Juneteenth celebrating? Fucker doesn't know. Like, you're goddamn right you don't know. Because everybody talks about fucking Juneteenth, especially on the left, like it's this big fucking deal. You don't even know what the fuck it is. Ask somebody outside of Texas what the fuck Juneteenth is actually celebrating, and nobody fucking knows. Now, in Texas, we did, because Texas was the first state back, I think, in, I want to say, like 1978, to actually make it a state holiday.
Right.
Okay? Because it's a Texas fucking holiday. And, like, I know what it is. I grew up with Juneteenth. Nobody I knew outside of Texas before, like, 2015, 2016 had even fucking heard of Juneteenth. And now all of a sudden it's like the biggest thing in the world and all this shit, and fucking Black Lives Matter comes out and fucking does marches, and I guarantee you 99% of the people fucking celebrating Juneteenth don't even know what the fuck it's for. Do you know what Juneteenth is actually about? I'll just ask you. I don't expect you to know, because you're in fucking South Carolina. So I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't fucking know.
From what I heard, it's supposed to celebrate Emancipation Day.
No.
Is that wrong?
That's wrong.
Okay. Well, then school me, all right?
All right. Here is what Juneteenth is a celebration of. Juneteenth is a celebration of the day 3 years after Emancipation Day, when the last slaves in the United States, which happened to be in South Texas, found out they were free. Because remember, this was the 1860s. Right. It took a while for that news to fucking travel.
Yeah.
So it's a celebration of the last slaves in South Texas finally finding out 3 years after they were set free that they were in fact free. That's what Juneteenth is. It's not like you could actually celebrate emancipation or all that shit. Like that's an actual thing that could be celebrated nationwide. That would make sense. This is not that. This is a fucking Texas holiday. So, and 99% of people who go around and fucking talk about Juneteenth don't fucking know that.
Right. Okay.
So, shut the fuck up. If you don't know what Juneteenth's about, shut the fuck up. If you're not from Texas, and don't fucking talk about Juneteenth to me.
Man, ouch. So harsh.
I know. It's harsh. I don't give a shit.
And I'm your friend too.
I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking in general. In general, when I say you, I mean in general.
Okay. All right. But
yeah.
Again, in most of the South, a lot of states still have Confederate State.
Still have to what?
They still have Confederates Day as a state holiday.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Does Texas still have a Confederate holiday?
No, we don't. You got to remember, Texas never really like gave a shit about the Confederates. Like we were a part of the Confederate Union for like a minute and a half. Like we were, yeah. Texans don't, in general, give a shit about the Confederacy.
Yeah.
Like nobody's fucking flying Confederate flags in fucking Texas. You know what I mean? Like it's not. We were like the last state to join right before it was all over. And honestly, the reason we joined was it had almost nothing to do with slavery. It had to do with needing to team up with someone at the time because we had just fought fucking Mexico, right. And we were our own country for a little while. And Texas was like, we need some team up power here. And they teamed up with the fucking Confederates for all of like a minute and a half before the Confederacy went down. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. Growing up 47 years in Texas, I never knew anybody who gave a fuck about the Confederacy or Confederates Day or any of that shit. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's just not really a thing. Because again, Texas also is not really quote unquote the South, right?
Well,
it's a whole different.
The South claims you're part of it, but you guys say no, we're Texas.
Yeah.
You know.
The South tries to claim Texas a lot, and Texas is like, no, we're Texas. You can stay the South. We're Texas.
And then there's parts of Texas, like the eastern part, says, yeah, we're part of the South. Then the west.
Yeah, that little sliver close to fucking Louisiana tries to jump in with the fucking South sometimes, and we're like, calm the fuck down. Yeah. You fuckers over there in Texarkana aren't real Texans anyway, so we just let you live there. Y'all are basically fucking y'all are basically just fucking Arkansasians or whatever they call themselves.
And Soulless Ginger, yes, me getting yelled at for no reason by Matt is like old times.
It is. Well, I'm just yelling. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just yelling, and you happen to be here.
I'm the only one who bothered to show up this evening.
It's true. Well, I still think it's because nobody's used to fucking me doing chats this goddamn early. So
and that's another thing. It's like I didn't know that when you sent me that link, you were gonna start in a few minutes. I thought you were gonna do it in a few hours, and it's like you're already live, and I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna leave Matt in the cold like that.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. Well, I meant to send out the fucking links earlier, and I forgot until I sat down at the computer to get ready to do the show, and I was like, oh, I didn't send out any fucking links at all. Maybe I should do that now.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
That's Firefighter says he would have shown up and he had a link.
Oh, did I not send Firefighter a link?
I could send him one.
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I fucking didn't. I thought I sent. Because I usually, like, I send links to the fucking people at the top of my list, because that means that's usually the fucking people that I send links to regularly.
So Matt doesn't send me links no more. He does. He does. It's just Matt's got a lot going on right now.
Oh, I didn't send. Oh, fuck, dude. I didn't send a link. Yeah. There's several people I didn't send links to. I sent one to Shotred or Vandrick or Heavy or Corey or fucking Firefighter or fuck, I forgot like half the people, man.
I haven't seen Heavy in years. So
he's been hopping on the chats here off and on the last few weeks.
Huh.
Yeah. Buzz pew pew. He's been showing back up. He's back in Arizona again.
What did he go back to California?
No, Arizona.
Okay, he stayed in Arizona?
Well, he didn't stay there because remember he was in he moved to Missouri to be with his mom after his dad died, I think. And he was there for a couple years at least. And
I didn't know any of that.
Yes, you fucking did.
No way.
It was happening while he was still on the shows regularly.
Huh.
Don't fucking lie to us.
I'm not. I probably just didn't pay attention. That's probably why. I'm
cold.
bad at paying attention.
Surprised. Anyway.
Yeah.
But what else is going on in the world? Because
How about World War III with Iran and Israel?
oh, but dude, we've been talking the shit out of that, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Well, it's more like on again, off again, on again, off again, and then you still have the shit going on with Ukraine and Russia. Like they're not stopping.
Oh, look who showed up!
What's up?
Hola, firefighter.
Oh, firefighter.
Hello.
Hello.
I
I sent him a link because why not?
Are you still working too much, firefighter?
Yeah. You try working 4:30 a.m. to 2.
Well,
Firefighter, you got
I don't
your
do that.
office now. You
I
got
get
that.
up at about 4:30 because I have to be at work at 6. But I get up at 4 and I get out at 2.
Fair enough.
I just don't have to. I do because it takes me like 30 minutes to get to work, and I always wake up and get dressed. But I get to work like 20 minutes early, so.
No, firefighter messaged me the other day because he was so proud because he'd gotten his own office at work.
Oh, nice. Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's why I'm doing these chats so fucking early. Is because I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning every day. So I can't do late chats anymore. Like I need to be asleep by 8 o'clock to get enough sleep for the night.
Oh, same here.
So
You're becoming an old man, Matt.
no, it's just I fucking got to wake up at between 4 and 4:30 in the morning.
See what time I wake up, anyways.
But yeah, I was just missing chats left and right until finally fucking like, you know what? I think I'm just going to try and start doing chats earlier and see if that makes a difference, which it does. It's a lot easier to do a chat at this time because then I'm still done by 7 o'clock my time. And that gives me an hour to like fucking wind down and get in bed and, maybe watch a little TV or something before trying to fucking pass out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, because otherwise, although when I first moved here, man, I don't know if I think it was just because of the move and the change in schedule and probably the weather and everything else. When I first got here, dude, I was like every day for like the first month and a half I was here. Dude, I was coming home and I was passing out by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and sleeping for like 12 hours. I had
done that.
I never slept so good in my life as I did like the first month and a half that I moved here. I was fucking sleeping great. Now it's kind of normaled out, and I'll get like a solid 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I was sleeping at least 12 hours a fucking day when I first got here for a while. Because I don't know, man. I was just fucking like I think because of the move and everything else, I was just fucking wiped out.
You're probably just exhausted.
So.
Well, that and you get a good Midwest thunderstorm and it just knocks you the hell out. Like I had that happen yesterday. I got home from work. I'm just chilling, watching TV, checking ticket prices for the new Jurassic World.
Yeah, something like that. Jurassic World, is it Dominion or some shit like that?
No, it's some.
That was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
I don't know. I heard the movie's not good at all.
Well, since I now have the day off tomorrow, as well as July 4th, I'm like, I need something to do. So I might go see it.
Yeah, I think I wanted to go see it, but I heard it wasn't good. And then the last movie that I went to go see was not very good, which was that 28 Years Later. And so I'm just like, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I've got a 3-day weekend this weekend, but I don't really. I'm like, if I go to the movies to see anything, I might go see F1 because I do want to see that. Not because it looks like it's going to be a great movie, but just because it looks like it'd be a movie that'd be really cool to watch on a big screen.
I'll be honest, I don't go to the movies that often anymore. I mean, I didn't see Captain America. I didn't go and see, some of the other movies. It's like the movies lately just haven't interested me. And I don't know if there's something wrong with me or what.
Well, we've known there was something wrong with you for a long time.
Oh, I know, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the fact that you saw the train wreck that the last Disney movie was with Snow White.
The what?
The train wreck that was
What was?
Snow White.
Oh, I was never gonna watch that shit. Do you think I fucking?
No, I wasn't gonna watch it either. But I saw the train wreck on the reviews and everything. Wow, that movie.
Like literally, that was not a fucking surprise at all, though. Like everybody knew it was gonna fucking suck.
Yeah. You don't follow the original source material. You choose shitty actors, and then you use CGI instead of actual people. If you're gonna use CGI, you should have just made it all CGI and got rid of the shitty actors.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Kept the same damn story that you originally had, and just use voice actors that you pay like a quarter of the price.
Yeah, I was gonna go see the John Wick's.
$200 million.
Oh, that ballerina fucking thing.
Yeah, but then like when the weekend came around to go see it, I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to haul myself all the way to the movie theater and back.
Yeah, no, I saw the previews. The previews looked pretty good. Look action packed or whatever. But I was just like, you know what? It doesn't look good enough to like spend time at the movies. So I'll watch it at home. So I did. I watched it at home instead of going to the movies and paying for it. And I was very glad I did that because it was okay. It's not a bad movie. I'm not claiming it's bad. However, I would not have wanted to spend money to go to the movies to see it.
It's just not John Wick.
No, it's a okay little spin-off that takes place in the John Wick world, and it does have good action. But you don't really give much of a shit about any characters in it, including the main character. Like, it's a very generic action movie, kind of a revenge action movie. Like, that's really all it is. It's just a very generic one. It looks like something that you would watch that fucking, comes out free on Netflix or Amazon or something. And for that's fine, right? Like, there's a place for those movies. I like those movies that I can just sit back and watch at home and not have to go to the movies and get dressed and pay for, that you can just fucking chill and watch a kind of a generic action movie at home. I like those. I grew up in the 80s. Generic action movies are awesome. So I'm not knocking the movie in any way, shape, or form, right? But it is not a John Wick level movie. No. You know what I mean? Like, it's just okay.
Yeah, they dropped the ball.
Well, that's
I mean, if you like just kind of, nothing action movies, which I do, fucking watch it. It's great. I would not go to the movies to pay for it to watch it.
Right.
So, but I don't dislike the movie. I don't, you know what I'm talking about. There's some movies that are worth going to the movies to see, and
some
others
movies you just watch
that are just not.
And there's some you just have to see on that giant screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I kind of want to see F1 at the movies, because I've seen the trailers several times, including the last couple times I went to the movies. And on the big screen, the trailers look pretty fucking sweet. Like, it looks like the type of movie with all the shots that are in that movie of, like, being inside the car and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like it would look pretty fucking cool on the big screen. Not necessarily that it's going to be a great movie with a great story and great characters, but just it would be visually cool to see at the movies. You know what I mean?
Well, there's one coming out that I heard of that's supposed to be based on a book, because I caught a trailer, I think, for it on a YouTube Shorts.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Primitive War, and it's supposed to be set during the Vietnam War. but these MacV Saw guys are getting killed by a T-Rex and Velociraptors.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Like, it's supposed to be set on a book too, and I've been trying to find the book.
Okay, I'm somewhat interested in that, just because it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, like, and the way they show the raptors with all the feathers, yeah. Apparently, from what I hear, it's supposed to be pretty good on how they show off the dinosaurs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Ever since I've been on a kick with that, like, paranormal, horror, military thriller combos for a while now.
Oh boy.
Look, Night Strike, it's not my fault I'm sitting here planning out a whole series of topic ideas so we could scare the crap out of Duke this October.
No, not at all.
Not at all. And we need to get a hold of his wife and get her to jump scare him too.
Like, he would hate the book series I'm currently stuck on at reading right now.
We need to get Duke's wife to jump scare him. That would be perfect.
Well, I was going to send Duke a link to one of those AI Bigfoot videos
I've seen those.
where he takes a whole packet of blue chews and destroys the forest.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, you know what time it is, guys. It's about time to wind this one down. Since I am doing earlier chats, they're only an hour. It is time to wind this one down. Now, I went ahead and pre-scheduled tomorrow and Friday's chat. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So those are already up. So we'll be doing more chats tomorrow and on Friday. And because I'm off this weekend, we will do a geek chat this Saturday night. For anybody that wants to do that, hang out. Of course, both of you guys are invited. If y'all want to Saturday night.
Oh man, return to Saturday chats.
Yeah, well, I've been doing them. I've been doing pretty good, trying to get them every other weekend, because every other weekend I get the weekend off.
I remember we used to do them like what was it, Monday, Wednesday?
Oh, it was for a while. We were doing them on Mondays. Like Monday was geek night, and now I can't even do a Monday chat, much less a specific one for geek stuff. But every other Saturday, I'm off work, so it's a great. I'm off work that day, plus I don't have to go to work the next day, so geek chats work out on Saturday nights. So we will we'll do that. But I'll be back tomorrow, same Matt time, same Matt channel, and we'll do some more talking and ranting and raving. And who knows, maybe something interesting will happen in the world between now and then. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here. So thank you guys out there in the chat for showing up. Thank you, Night Strike and Firefighter, for hanging out. And we will see you guys next time. As always, deuces, yo, shall not pee in fridge, all that good shit. And we will talk to you guys later. Take it easy, guys.